Good evening, everyone. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Happy New Year. Yes. I know. I haven't seen a lot of you recently. Well, there's a good reason for that. And that is that I have been very busy and I hadn't had time to do any more camera shows since, December last year was the end of season 3. So welcome to season 4. Season 4. Yes, I got renewed for another season. YouTube decided to not ban me for being too boring. But I'm glad to be back, and I have been very busy. Let's take the volume down there. I've been very busy. Yes, I have. I've been not so much busy, doing the sort of boring stuff, but doing the interesting stuff. I've been busy doing boring and interesting stuff, I guess you could say. I decided that instead of scrabbling around for material every week to do the camera show, I decided to build up a whole bunch of material, and during the recess, if you like, the hiatus, and I have got it all ready to roll out, which is fantastic because every week I will have new, fresh stuff that I've been doing, and I will be presenting it to you lovely people. Hey, some people are in the chat room. Ian Han says, good evening. Good evening, Ian. I guess Ian is in Europe or the UK, maybe. And Tio Manny's here. Hey, Manny. Hey, Barry. And CJ Costa Rica, hey, says hello. Hey, nice to see you guys. Thanks for commenting. I will be getting to your comments if you have comments or questions. I have the chat box open. I will be monitoring it, and sometimes I will be replying it because you people who tune in live are just the best. You're the creme de la creme of Super 8 fans. It's not just Super 8 tonight, though. No, it's a bunch of other. It's some Super 8, some Standard 8, and some stuff I've never done before. Ooh, yes, season 4 will be an interesting one because I'm going to get round to doing all the stuff which I've been putting off throughout other seasons. Yes, I've a little sneak preview here. I'm finally going to do the projector show this season. I'm going to do 9.5 millimeters at some point. 9.5? That's like, the 9.5 millimeter crowd are to Super 8 what Super 8 is to the rest of the world, if you see what I mean. They are the sort of the niche within a niche. Not tonight. No, but I will be getting round to it. Adrian's here. Hello, Adrian. And so's Filmboy24, Mike. Hi. Barry, and yes, everyone's here. Oh, this is so great. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. And I've actually come up with a few new items in the show. A few things I'm going to try out for the first time. So that's going to be exciting. What else? I have been acquiring a few cameras. I have been testing out stuff. I've been messing about with stuff because you know me, I like to fiddle about. And with the Super 8 and the Standard 8 and the 16mm and the 9.5 and maybe even a bit of video and maybe even some medium format stills cameras. Yes. Oh my God, I've done, what are we on? Episode 31 now. And there's so much still to get to. Good Lord. Well, what are we going to get to tonight? Well, let me see. Well, the first thing is I'm going to do a regular item, which is news. That's right, news in the world of Super 8. It's not just old fusty fuddy-duddies with our sort of looking backward retro vibe. No, there is still things happening in the world of Super 8 and Standard 8 and film and cameras. There's always something happening. In fact, let's get to it first before we get to anything else. It's time for news now. news. Now, the top item in today's news. You can tell I'm not a professional broadcaster. I have to keep looking at my notes. But that's why YouTube is great. So the top item tonight is... Where have I gone? Here I am. Is... well, in my opinion, it's Adrian Cousin's latest forays into the world of Kodachrome development. He has been busy, so as have I. Look at this. What in the hell is that? That is a remjet removal machine that Adrian has graced us with the footage. My goodness me. I wish I had one of these. I hate remjet. Remjet sucks. If you've never heard of remjet, well, it's this black coating on the back of film, and it's horrible stuff, and it's dirty, and you have to remove it. But look at this. Adrian has automated it. And let me tell you this, he hasn't just been automating remjet. Oh no, he has built himself an entire machine. Look at this. Oh my goodness. It's peeling the film off a spiral, and it's putting it through a Kodachrome development machine. Oh my God! If you've been watching this show in the past, I've had Adrian on a couple of times with his experiments in revitalizing remjet. What am I saying? Revitalizing Kodachrome and having it be able to develop it again. And he has put his money where his mouth is, and has come up with this unbelievable machine here. I ought to say a few things about this. Okay, well, Adrian ought to say a couple of things about this. I'll have him on as soon as he gets some results out of this thing. But basically, what he said was, I've got his... he said this is his method of removing the film from the Lomo spiral. You can see it's coming off with the emulsion covered in remjet that is transferred from the base. So it's not finished yet, the system, but he is oh my goodness, the man's a bloody genius. He's got this. Look at this. This is
normally that film would go down into the tank where there would be a wheel at the bottom, and it would come back up, out, and then through the remjet remover here. Sure.
Wow. Oh! The man is a veritable Professor Brainstorm, and here's the whole machine. Adrian has made a Kodachrome developing machine with the remjet removal, with the different colored lights, with all the nonsense that you have to, all the hoops you have to jump through to develop Kodachrome. No one in their right minds is developing Kodachrome, but luckily there's enough people in this world who are not in their right minds who've created this kind of thing. There's the remjet coming off. Holy crap. You see, it's one thing to develop a single frame of Kodachrome. And it's another thing to actually invent a machine that can do an entire roll of Kodachrome. That's the real genius here. Adrian's here in the comments here. So yes, he is live. Yes, Awesome Camera says call him out live. We need info. Adrian's here in the chat. Ask him some stuff. Talk amongst yourselves. Barry Steinlager says, is there anyone that might make Kodachrome again? Well, I mean, well, I don't think anyone's going to make it again. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Holy crap. So, no one's going to make it again. There's enough still left over from the last time they made it. And let me tell you, when Adrian gets this machine working, the poor guy is going to be besieged with people saying, oh, I've just shot some Kodachrome. Can you develop it for me? There is enough Kodachrome out there on the secondhand market to keep Adrian busy for a long time. I hope, I can assume that the price of the stuff is going to go up when people realize that, oh my God, someone can develop it in color. I mean, my goodness me. Adrian says, yes, I'm talking to someone. Oh, that's exciting. So that's in the news. Good Lord. I mean, for goodness sake, whoops. What are people up to in the privacy of their own homes concerns me very much. In a good way. Right. What else is in the news? That's just to get you started. What else is in the news? Right. I can recommend a new YouTube video has come out, and I can really recommend it. Let me get into my little corner here. Boing. Here we are. And well, we'll get rid of this. Whoops, not that one. Not that one. Oh goodness me, my OBS. There we go. Right. What I'm going to show you now is something I found recently on the internet, and that is there's a great video on YouTube, and I'd urge you all to go and look at it. It's by this guy called Destin. He does a channel called Smarter Every Day. He's got 10.3 million subscribers. Holy crap. And, you know, the guy is so positive, and he's so competent, and he's so he gets access to amazing places. Quite frankly, as an English person, it kind of intimidates me slightly. But he has made a video, part 1 of 3, where he's gone to the Kodak factory in East where's it called? Not Eastman. In upstate New York. And he has actually talked to the people who make Kodak film. Look at this. And he's gone through every single part of the process. It's an amazing video. I urge you. I mean, the guy doesn't need any more subscribers. He's got a platinum YouTube thing. But for goodness sake, I mean, the guy has really done his homework. This is part of the video. I hope I'm not infringing any copyright here. But he's gone and talked to all the people. That's him. He's gone to all the people in the Kodak factory. If you haven't seen this film already, it's only part 1 of 3. He's made 3 for the films. 3 films. I'm very excited to see the other 2. And he's gone from the start to finish with interesting. Look at this. He's got entire like graphics, and he's gone through every single stage of Rochester, New York. That's it. He's gone to every single stage of the Kodak filmmaking process. It's fascinating. I recommend this video. It's really, really, really interesting. So that's my Ben recommends for today. Oh my God, the chat has gone wild. What's going on in the chat? I'm gonna see what's happening here in the chat, because you know, like the school teacher, I like to keep tabs on who's talking in the back there. Let's have a look. Oh, amazing work, Adrian. Oh, they're all congratulating Adrian. Oh yeah. Mike Long said he watched part 1 already of the Rochester. Yes, of the of Destin's trip to Rochester, New York. More people have turned up. Carlos Ernesto Gazon Avila says, "Hey Ben, Manny, and Mike." Well, hey Carlos, how you doing? Yes. Check that video out. It's amazing. It's really great. I had to stop and rewind and all the rest of it during that. Right. What else has been going on? Well, talking of Rochester, New York. Rochester. That sounds interesting. There's a place called Rochester Square in London, and I have been very busy doing my Super 8 workshops there. Yes, that's right. I've been teaching people how to film Super 8 and how to develop it themselves. Here's some footage from an old workshop. I did that. I've been oh my God, that takes up a lot of my time. But it's great fun. I do this. I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for anything other than spreading the word, spreading the gospel of Super 8, and of course Standard 8 and regular film. Any other film can be done this way. And people have been coming to these workshops in Rochester Square, London, and it's been fantastic. It's been great fun, and I'm doing some more. That's right. I'm doing some more on April the 2nd and 3rd. I'm sorry to all the internationals who who can't come over to see that, but to take part. But it's great fun. Here's some footage from the one I did at the end of January with some free ambient music. Yeah. So this is all I can do on Kodachrome 40. I'm afraid this was done in as a negative, black and white negative, in spaghetti style in a Patterson tank. Let's see some nice footage there of the Kodachrome. So this is what you can do with Kodachrome if you don't have one of Adrian's amazing machines. Fomapan R100, which is hard to get on Super 8, but I have a guy who's sending me some from Russia, and I've been checking the tracking on that, and unfortunately, for some reason, postage from Russia has been a little bit disrupted recently. Who can tell why? But this was sent to me by my mate in Russia, who is called Pavel, and he did a bit of he helped me a lot with my Soviet camera episode. Hopefully that package, when the current kerfuffle is over, will be delivered to London. Who knows? I'm not holding my breath though. Jesus. What else did we shoot? We shot some. This is some Orwo UN54 shot as a negative at the workshop. So if you want to come to one of my workshops, well, check it out. Check out my website here. Oops, zerobudgetfilmschool.com. You can buy a ticket for the next one, and that's on the 2nd and 3rd of April here in London. And if you live outside of London, by all means, just get on a plane, get on a train, spend untold amount of money getting to London, and come to one of my workshops. They're fun, and if there's anything there which you don't know about already, then that's the cost of your transport already paid for, already worthwhile. So yes, workshops coming up very soon. What else am I up to? Adrian says we should do a color Kodachrome workshop. Oh my god, that would be amazing. I would have to batten the doors shut to stop people from knocking them down to get to that. Oh my god, Adrian, if you get that machine working right and you want to demonstrate it, a live demo, I will facilitate that in any way I can. That would be great. Right, what else have I been up to? Well, I've been organizing, helping to organize a show called Exploding Cinema. That's right, I am one of the I'm one of the Exploding Cinema collective, and we put on short films. We put on live shows of short films. We are open access. We show all sorts of films. We've got this amazing venue. Well, we've been going to this amazing venue called the Cinema Museum in London. I'm sorry, I'm London-based, so again, I apologise for all the non-Londoners. But if you're in London, come down. It's fantastic. Look at this. We coat every surface in projections. The walls, the ceilings, everything. And we show a whole bunch of short films. There's our projector tower. There's the audience. And it's a great time is had by all. Some of the films there that we're showing, some stills there. Yes, come down to Exploding Cinema at explodingcinema.org. That's a nice picture. I like that one. That's the guys with one of the projectors. Whoops. Yes, come down to explodingcinema.org and come to one of our shows, which are great fun. Now, what else? I've done the workshop. I've done the Exploding Cinema. What's going on in the chat? Yes. Barry says can't wait for the next one. I don't know if he's talking about the workshop or Exploding Cinema. Barry, I'd love to meet you one day. Oh, you mean the next Smarter Everyday film? Okay, fair enough. I can't wait for it either. So, whoops, that's my desktop. Oh my God, you can't see all this stuff. This is all private. You'll find my stash of naughty videos in a minute. Right, what now? Let's get to the meat of the show. Let's get to the meat of the show. What's this show about tonight? Well, I think tonight I will do a show called Problems and Solutions. That's right. If you work with cameras and with film and everything, sometimes you're going to hit a problem, and sometimes the camera's might not work properly, and you're going to have to find out what's wrong with it. What is the solution? What is the solution to your problem? So I had two problems this week. Well, since the last show, and I'm going to show you what I did to try and resolve them. Firstly, say hello to my little friend. You've seen this before. This is a Bolex B8l. Yes, it's a lovely little standard 8 camera made in about 1961 with 2 lenses on it, which can be rotated. I quite like the 2-lens turret, not that 3-lens one. This was 2 lenses, a bit more streamlined. And what the deal is with this thing is that this was before zoom lenses, or it might have not been before zoom lenses, but the zoom lenses were not. This camera didn't have a zoom lens. And so it's before SLR cameras as well. So when you look through the viewfinder there, you're actually looking out through this little window here. And when you film, you're filming through this lens here on the top bit there. Okay, so that's a 12.5mm lens, which is a sort of a medium distance one. And this is a 5.5mm lens, which is a lovely wide angle one, which I'm so happy about. I got it off eBay. Cost more than the camera. But that's the thing with lenses. Sometimes they do cost more than the cameras. And I had a little problem because when I shot with this thing, I found that everything was I was cutting people's heads off, and everything was sort of dropping off the bottom of the picture. And that's because what you see through the eyepiece here, of course, is not what the film sees through this lens here. It's not an SLR, single lens reflex. I'm showing off my knowledge here. And you might think, well, that's not a problem. They're right next to each other. Surely what you see in here is pretty much what you get in here. Not true. No. So I did some tests. I wanted to know exactly what the difference was, what's called parallax, between the view here and the view here. Okay. Now the problems really start when you get close into someone, close into what you're filming, because the parallax gets a bit more accentuated. So I need to really work this out. What I did first is I tried to make a cardboard kind of viewfinder on top, because this viewfinder doesn't have a 5.5mm setting. I tried to make a little viewfinder on top. It was rubbish. I filmed all my family without their heads. And I filmed my extended family, and they didn't have their heads either. Absolute garbage. I can't even show it to them. Oh yeah, that's right, extended family, if you're watching. What I show you is only the stuff that works out. There's a lot of stuff that ends up on the cutting room floor, let me tell you. Let me tell you, I don't get no respect. Anyway, so how are we going to solve this? Well, with some test footage. Yes, indeed. So what I did is I got my focus chart and I filmed it and I lined it up in the viewfinder so it was dead center. A bit like this, what you see just here, this picture here. In fact, let's have a look at the footage. I filmed it dead center, and then I compared that with the actual footage that came out of the camera. Okay, you all with me? Let's see what I'm talking about. What the hell am I talking about? Oh, not that. Yeah. Enough of that. We've done that. Right. Here we go. Okay, so pay attention, 007. Now, that first one. Okay, that was the view. That was taken with my phone through the eyepiece, used with the camera with the 5.5mm lens. Okay, so the eyepiece, it's not quite center, but it's close to center, right? When I developed the film, though, what came out? This. Oh dear, it's up and to the right. Up and to the right, yes. So it wasn't dead center. So when I film using this thing, I know that I have to get the center of the picture exactly. I need to get it down and to the left. I need to aim down and to the left. For some reason I've got hiccups now. I also did a little bit of, as you can see here, I did a little bit of exposure tests. This is 100 ASA film with the 5.5mm lens. I don't remember the frames per second. f1.8, 2, 2.8, 4, 5.6, 11, 22, all the way down to 22. So as you can see, it's not central. So I know that when it looks central, it's actually like this, right? I tried with the 12.5mm lens, which is the bit more magnified one. Very central there. Nice. That was the view through the viewfinder. And what did I shoot on the actual film? Let's have a look. Oh my goodness, it's way off. That's no good at all. That was only about, that was what, 2 feet away from the focus chart. Totally off. So that's not right. That's not good. So I have to bear that in mind. Now this footage with the robot, this robot head was not even visible through the viewfinder. Do you get me? I couldn't even see it through the viewfinder. I put it in front of the lens. It was like literal inches away from the lens. That 5.5mm lens, you can get really close to it. And let me tell you, those prime lenses, you get a sharpness. You get a sharpness you don't get with zoom lenses. So 2.8, 4, whatever, 5.6, whatever. That's just an interesting, because, you know, if I'm going to test something, I might as well test a whole bunch of stuff. Barry says, mark the front of the viewfinder with a grease pencil. Yeah, that might be right. Like a box that's the actual, yeah, that's a good idea, Barry. I might do that. So anyway, so that wasn't even visible in front of the viewfinder. So yeah, so now I know. And here's the 5.5 lens 2 feet away. Okay, I didn't quite get that central. And let's see it, 2 feet. Actually, when you're 2 feet away with the wide angle lens, it almost gets it right. There's not so much parallax problems with that, with the wide angle. And here, just for completeness sake, I put the 2.5mm lens. Sorry about the focus there. Bloody phone only focused on the viewfinder itself. And 12.5. Yes, it's not bad, but it's not perfect. You know, you could still lop someone's head off with that if you're not careful. What else is on this test footage here? Now I did it at 5 feet away. This is the wide angle lens, 5 foot distance. That's all right. I think if you're 5 feet away, the parallax is not so bad. And that's at 12.5 millimeter, 5 feet away. Not too bad. So with that in mind, here's some footage I shot with, well, in the viewfinder, everything was too low and too much to the left. But knowing what I know, here we go. I think the framing actually worked pretty well. There we go. Also, with such a wide-angle lens, you know, you've got a little bit of leeway, you know, if you're a few feet away from your subject. There's my lovely wife, Sissy. And that's, that was an interesting little thing there. That was the same view with the wide-angle. Whoops, let's see that again. The wide angle there, that's the wide angle, and the 12.5mm lens there. I also have a telephoto as well, but because the camera's only got space for 2 lenses, it's not gonna happen. I have to take the lens off and put the next one on. There we go. All right. So I've learned something already. Hopefully we've all learned something. Right now, what else did I do? What else did I do? Oh my goodness. Okay, right. This is going to be fun. And bear with me if the if I have to set this up a bit first. Now, I'm lucky enough to have one of these. Yes, it's a Bolex 4008 ZM2, possibly the greatest camera ever made. The greatest Super 8 camera ever made, which puts it in the running for the greatest camera ever made. And not only do I have the Bolex 4008 ZM2, but I got a ZM4 as well. Oh yeah, one day I possibly had a couple of drinks and I felt a bit flush. So a guy was selling one of these for about, about 300 quid. Dear, oh dear. I didn't tell the wife about that. So I got 2 of these buggers. So, hey. You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. I'm not the only one here. You lovely people are there as well. So I'm not just doing this show to show off the guns over here. right? I want to demonstrate something. Okay, so here's the ZM4. I'm going to put this up to the mic and I'm going to run it at 18 frames a second. Listen to this. Sounds good? Sounds very good. Here's the ZM2, also running at 18 frames a second. Something wrong there. Something a bit different. Let's try again. ZM4, ZM2. Different pitch, and I think it's slightly faster. In fact, I'm sure it's faster. But they're both set to 18 on the dial. Oh, I can't see that. I've just banged them into each other. Oh God, it's going to be an expensive show if I break these poor things. Something's up with the ZM2. Something's going on with it because it's set to 18, but yeah, it doesn't sound like 18 to me. Sounds a bit faster. How much faster? I ask you. I ask the camera. Well, what's going on? How can I find out exactly how badly this thing is buggered? It's not really buggered. It's just running a bit fast. And of course, you can slow the thing down. See? Could probably play a tune on that thing. Very expensive tune. Damn it, they're heavy. Right. Now, I'm going to show you how you can find out exactly what frames per second your camera is running. What I did was this. All right, I got myself an iPad. Well, I didn't buy an iPad just to do this, but I have an iPad. And the iPad, of course, the iPad has this on it, which is naturally let's get it running. There we go. In the clock function of the iPad, see, it's got a timer, timing seconds and hundredths and tenths of seconds and hundredths of seconds. And what I did is I filmed this at the stated FPS frames per second of 18 on the ZM2. I filmed it, and then I did something I thought was rather clever. Let's go into the screening room, and I'll show you what I got here. So this was the film that I got. So I filmed it at different speeds. What speeds were they? They were, it's going too fast. I got it at 2. I shot it at 2 frames a second. I shot it at 8 frames a second. 10 frames a second, which there wasn't a setting for 10, but I just put it between 8 and 16. And 16 frames a second. And I'm saying dial there because they weren't actually, I think it wasn't exactly 16 frames a second. It was just what it said on the dial. And I ran out of film at that point, and I went to another film. But anyway, I did the 18 frames a second. All right? That was on my phone rather than on the iPad. All right. Do you get me? Do you know where we're going? Well, come with me. Right. I'm going to switch to another camera here. I'm going to go to my little box here, and I'm going to switch on the other camera. Here we go. So this is pointing at my my laptop, which has got Adobe Premiere running. And this was the footage after I scanned it and put it into my timeline. See? Footage I just showed you there. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose I'll go with the 18 frames a second. What I'm going to do is advance it 1 frame at a time. Okay? See? 1 frame at a time. Now, of course, notice that the numbers there, the hundredths and the tenths and hundredths of a second, are a bit sort of doolally because, of course, they're counting up while the camera is still still exposing it. So you'll get a bit of a mucking about there with the numbers, but that doesn't matter because it's the 101. It's that 1 on the after the 1 just above there, which says 98. That 1. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to count how many frames it took to go from 1 minute 1 second to 1 minute 2 seconds, and thereby going to find out how many frames actually went through the camera during that 1 second. So let's all count together, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You can tell something's wrong already because that 101 ought to be 102 by now. So that's 18 frames. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, oh dear, 24, 25, 26, 27. About 27 frames went by in 1 second when the camera was set to 18. I set it to 18. It gave me 27. Oh dear, oh dear. Something very wrong. Now let's try it at a different speed. Let's try it at 16 frames a second. See what happened there. So let's go between 54 and 55. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's doing 22 frames a second at 16. No wonder I'm running out of film. Yeah. So that's a problem. What else? Well, I tried it at, let's try 2 frames a second. Actually, at 2 frames, it's pretty accurate. So it's, well, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, it wasn't enough. I didn't film enough for a start. So at 4 frames a second, well, you get the idea. 4 frames a second. Let's see how bad it was at 4 frames a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's at 10 FPS when it's set to 4. Now, of course, I could just, well, while we're at it, what does it say for 10? Let's have a look. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Right. 18. Right. So I have to put it on 10 frames a second on the dial if I want to shoot at 18 frames a second. This is not optimal, people. This is not right. Okay, I can just say, okay, from now on, if I want to shoot at 18, I'll put it to 10. How are we going to fix this? Well, you can fix this by going into the camera itself. Let's have a look here. Put there. Here we go. I've got some pictures here. You can go into the camera itself, and you don't even have to actually take the whole camera apart. You can just take the one flap out of the compartment, and look at those 3 red kind of knobs at the top. They're not knobs. There they are again. And there they are again. And there we go. There's a screwdriver going into them. They are potentiometer screws. They're adjustments. You can actually, there's hidden adjustments inside these Bolex cameras, which will adjust. It's those 3 things there. You see the 3 near the top? Those 3 red circles. Yeah. If you put a screwdriver into that, then you will be able to adjust the speed of the camera. I haven't done that yet because I wanted to show you the camera before I fixed it. Next week, if I actually brave enough to go in there and adjust those things, I don't know which one to adjust or how fast to adjust it, but you'll either see me very pleased with myself or you'll see me on the verge of tears because I've broken my Bolex. So so that's an interesting extra sort of adjustment feature that you can do on these Bolex cameras. So I'll somehow along the way the thing has sped up faster than it ought to be. So I'm going to adjust it. Right now, before I finish this little part here, I'm going to tell you something that I believe it was Martin Baumgartner suggested. Now, you don't even have to burn through some film and develop it and then look at the film of your counter, because there's another way of doing this which uses no film at all, and it's through the medium of sound. That's right. What am I talking about? Well, let's have a look back at the computer here. If you record the sound of the camera going, like, you know, this noise basically. And then you analyze the sound waveform, you can actually see visually how many frames are going through the camera. So here's the sound waveform. I'm going to put the extra microphone over there next to the laptop speaker. I'm sure there's a way of directly piping the laptop through the thing, but you're just going to have to go with this now. So here's the sound file here's the sound file of the dodgy camera.
Frame counter set to 18.
Right now, see that pink bar there on the top there? That's 1 second. I made a title that's exactly 1 second long. The title of this for 18 FPS. And look at the sound wave below. Let's go a bit closer. Look at that. See all those little spikes there? Each one of those is a frame going through the camera. So look at the audio, and you can see the frames there. And now, very cleverly, I can count how many of these little spikes here go through the camera in 1 second. So let's do that. Let's do that together. Everyone, all the comments have stopped. I hope I'm still broadcasting. Jesus. Let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, maybe 28. But that is damn near the same value that I got with the other method, and I didn't use any film at all. So there's 27 of these little peaks here, and I did it just to be safe. I did it also with the camera set to, I think, 4 frames a second. So that's at 4 frames a second. Yeah, 4 frames a second in 1 second. And what does that sound like? Well, you can tell that's more than 4 for a start. Let's have a count there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 or 13. I think with the other method I counted 10. Close enough. So that's how you can do it with your. That's how you can do it with without using up any film. So thank you to. Oh God, maybe it was Friedman Waxmuth who said to do it this way. Oh gosh, I better find out exactly who said. I think it was Friedman Waxmuth. My apologies to Martin Baumgartner if it wasn't him. Both of those guys, they're diamond geezers. They know their shit. I mean, damn it. You think I know my stuff? I'm as I say, I'm one Google search ahead of the rest of you. That's it. But these guys, these are the real pros. So that's how you do it. If you think your camera's running fast, all you do is record the sound of it, analyze the sound wave over 1 minute, and boom, you've got your real FPS there, your real frames per second. Brilliant. Whoops, I've disappeared. Now, what next? What next? I've done the Exploding Cinema. Yes, I've done the workshop. I've done Adrian's amazing machine, and I've done my testing, my workshop testing. Well, you know what? I don't want to really burn through. Oh, Filmboy24 says, "Have you tried this with your other Bolia for reference?" Yes, I did. Yes, I. Wait a minute. Ooh, no, maybe I didn't. Look, I can tell. I just tell by listening to it, and that ZM4 is in really top-notch condition. But that's a point, yeah. To experiment something properly, you really do need a control, something that you know is working properly. Good point. And you know what? I think I will do that, Mike. I think I might do that. I will report on that next week. And next week, we will have. My God, it's already 1:45. Yes, I'm gonna. I've got so much stuff. Jesus, I mean, look at this. I made a spreadsheet of everything that all the items which I've been doing and all the stuff which I've got to show you. And tonight I've ticked off 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of what's on here. So that's season 4 right here. I've got enough to keep me busy for a while. I don't want to I don't want to just throw it all out in the first episode. So yes, I know you've all got stuff to do, but we're not going to go. I'm not going to leave you without the classic, tried and tested end of the show film show. Yes, and it's going to be on 16mm this time, which is very exciting. Although my 16mm projector was playing up a little earlier, so fingers crossed. I've got something great to show you this time. It's only orange squash. Or is it? Right. Let's, oops. Right, let us have a look at what I've got to show you on 16mm tonight. Which means I've got to turn the lights off first. In classic movie style. I'm going to turn this light off. Now I'm going to turn this light off. I didn't do anything. The film I've got tonight, which is courtesy of the Cinema Museum, who are very lovely people who gave me this film. It's called Don't Stop What You Can't Start, which is about, it's about motor racing, and it's a film made by Ferodo, the brakes people. And this is it's my brother's birthday today, and happy birthday, Ted. He's a big motor racing guy. So this is for you. He's not watching. All right. The magic is already falling apart, but there's the projector. There's the camera. Yep. Yes, we are watching live. All right. I'm going to turn the main camera off, and then I'll come back and talk over the film, because it's got sound as well. All right. Here we go. Oh, now it's getting exciting. Lights are off. And here we go. Don't start what you can't stop. Or was it don't stop what you can't start? Okay. Oh no. Uh-oh. There we go. Yay! I got it working. Can you hear that? Oh. Yay! We're on the road. Now we're motoring. Thank you for all your patience. Tio Manny says, I have an Elmo that does that. Yeah, you got to run it backwards and then forwards. This is great footage, by the way. The film's all spilling onto the floor, but I don't care at this point. Nice. Oh, I'm speeding. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, that's it. That's all we got. That's it. That's it, everyone. That's that's what we got. It was a great show, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, I'm doing them weekly now, so I'll be back. I'll be back next week. I'll be back next week with more screw ups and all sorts of fun and games. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It was a nice snappy show tonight, and it was a nice one to get me back into it. Barry says it's an adventure, Ben. Isn't it just? Isn't it just? Life is an adventure, and Super 8 life doubly so. Anyway, I'd like to dedicate tonight's show to my godmother Frances, who unfortunately passed away this week. If there's YouTube in heaven, and I bloody hope there is, then I'm sure she's watching. So, bye everyone, and I'll see you all next week. Filmboy24. So that's the beauty of Ben's show. Love it. Well, I don't know exactly what the beauty part was. Certainly wasn't my face. Lyndon B says, "Hi Ben, just saw you're having a new show. I just joined in a bit late. Looking forward." Lyndon, go back to the beginning and watch it, because it did have a shred of competence at the beginning, and until I started to actually try and play a film, it all worked fine. So anyway, thank you. Yeah. Nice to have the old faces, the old names back, and some new ones as well back in the room. You know, Ben's Camera Show, with all the crap that's going on in the world, not least the rise in energy prices. My goodness, we still have power here at Blunt Productions and the Zero Budget Film School, and if all goes well, I'll see you next week. And I'm an optimist, so I think all will go well. So bye everyone, and yeah, I see. I'm looking at the viewing figures here, and there was a huge drop off just around the time I was struggling with the projector. I think some people just didn't bother carrying on. But hey, I'll see you all next time, and I've got more fun and games next week. So yeah, see you all, and keep shooting. And keep on trucking, whatever that means. Anyway, bye again.